Okay, today I'm going to share with you literally how to handle any single objection out there the easy way, okay, without having to remember 1,000 different scripts for every single objection out there. But before I show you the super easy framework, which is right here, we need to look at why we're getting objections in the first place. We need to figure out their underlying issue. Just because somebody says, oh, I don't have enough money, doesn't mean that that's the actual objection. There's probably an underlying issue which is actually warranting the real reason they're not moving forward. So a couple of the common ones, okay, are trust. Maybe they don't trust you, okay, or maybe they have limiting beliefs, internal, external. Internal would be a limiting belief about themselves, that they don't have enough time, or they don't have enough willpower, or they don't see themselves being capable of this. An external would be like they don't see that their processes or team or systems could actually fulfill what you're going to bring to them. Okay, so for example, if you're going to bring them 20 extra clients but they can only handle 10, that would be an external belief, okay, because they don't think they could handle that load. Okay, the third one is system or vehicle. Okay, maybe they don't believe in the vehicle you were using to get there. So maybe you're offering Facebook ads and they've tried Facebook ads in the past, and they don't think that Facebook ads are good, therefore they don't believe in the vehicle. Okay, the value, maybe you're getting a value objection that they just don't understand really what it is that you're doing, or maybe they're biased. Okay, that's another option, but very unlikely. Now, let's dive into how to handle the objections, and the way to do this is by telling stories. Okay, stories are the most powerful tool you can utilize in every aspect of the sales call. Here's why, and here's also how to do it. So the reason why they're so powerful is because you can relate somebody else to another person via a story without making them feel bad. Okay, and that's the key thing, is it makes them feel like they're not alone where they are, and it makes them feel like you're not calling them out. Okay, so it's like you're indirectly selling them by telling a story, and that's the way you want to sell all the time, is selling by telling stories. Okay, that's how you should sell anything. Tell a story. Okay, it's the most convincing, powerful mechanism you could use to sell. Okay, so here's the framework on which you should tell a story and how it should go. The first thing you do is relate. Okay, you need to relate where they are to where this other person was. Okay, second thing is you need to relate the situation. So you need to establish and set the frame of, hey, this is your situation, this was their situation in the beginning. Okay, as you can see, I literally have 4 steps to a story. I looked it up so I knew exactly what it was. It's the beginning, the rising action, the middle, the climax, the falling action, the end. Okay, same concept for this. We're going to tell a story, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, right? The third thing is the obstacle. Okay, this is the rising action. What was the obstacle? What was the conflict between the protagonist and the antagonist, right? In this case, what was the conflict between your case study, your person you're telling a story about, and their limiting belief, or whatever it was, okay? What's the obstacle? And the fourth thing is fight. What's the climax? What was it that solved the problem? And this is going to be your system. Okay, what you're doing is going to solve the problem. Last thing is the relief and the outcome, which is the case study and results. So I'm going to show you this in an example so you kind of understand what I'm actually saying here. So how this would look. Let's say for some reason you're trying to sell somebody on becoming a realtor. Maybe you're a realtor brokerage, you're trying to sell somebody to come work for you. Okay, so let's say somebody wants to become a realtor, and their objection is, everything sounds great, but I have kids, so I just don't have the time. First off, the first thing you say is, oh, Jane, I totally understand. And this actually sounds a lot like John. And John, he, just like you, has 3 kids. And when he first came to us, everything was great, but he was super skeptical on the fact that he just wasn't going to have any time to spend with his kids now. But then what we told John is we have a certain system in place that actually lets him bring his kids to all the listings so that the kids can be with him while he works. And as a matter of fact, we found a way that the kids actually benefit his sales conversion percentage because the kids add an authenticity aspect. So when the clients would come in and see John with his kids, they felt relieved. Okay, and they felt very happy because there was kids around, and they thought it was very wholesome that he brought his kids to work. And so what ended up happening is everybody started to love to work with John, okay, because then they could bring their kids too, and all the kids would end up chatting together while the parents would walk around the house and figure out what it is they actually wanted to do. And using this exact process, John actually went on to make over $200 million in sales last year for the brokerage. So I understand you're concerned, but John shows just how powerful it can be to actually utilize this to your advantage. Boom. Okay, that was literally off the top of my head. Okay, now listen, let me just quickly recap and share. You have to have case studies for this. Okay, obviously you can't just make this stuff up. You can obviously kind of fudge the numbers in the sense of, like, let's say if John only had 2 kids, okay, but you said he had 3, like, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Is like, if your prospect overcame the same kind of problem, you can kind of figure a way around it. But the moral of the story is you have to have case studies to make this work. Okay, like there's no way around it. You gotta have case studies. But if you do, this is super powerful because it is the easiest way to abolish any single objection, because you're simply saying, hey, listen, we had somebody that thought the same thing as you, but then they went and came with us, and then they did this, and look what happened, right? So it just shows that, hey, in this situation, you can totally make it out alive, right? So that is how you do it. That's how you abolish any objections, by telling a story, okay? And the story is basically just of a case study that happened with the situation that they're also in. Now, lastly, okay, one last thing I want to touch on, okay, is let's say if their objection is something like we're at full capacity, or we are booked up, or anything along the lines of, like, we kind of don't need you. The truth be told is that they don't need you. Okay, like sometimes I have people come to me saying, oh, they said no, or they said that they already have someone, or they said they're already doing well. What do I say, dude? Like, you can't do anything about, like, if someone's already booked up months in advance and you offer lead gen, they just don't need you. As much as they could love you, they genuinely don't need what you have. It's like if you just went, okay, and ate a great dinner, okay, and then some guy comes up to you and said, hey, listen, you know that 5-star steakhouse up the road? You want to go? Dinner's on me. As much as you'd love to go, because it's a 5-star steakhouse, you already ate. You're not hungry anymore. You're not going to eat anymore. You're done, right? So it'd be, maybe tomorrow. He's like, sorry, it's just for today, right? Like, if they're at full capacity, if they say no, if they're already good, there's no objection that's going to fix that. Okay? The truth be told, sometimes your prospects, they just don't need what you have to offer. And you have to accept the fact that not everybody's going to say yes to you. Okay? With that being said, here's another way that you can abolish any single objection the easy way. Okay? And I say easy because all you have to do is tell a little story. Okay? You don't have to sit here and hard sell them and peer pressure them and all this shit. You just tell a story. And that's it. Okay? Not that difficult. Not that it's not salesy. It's not hard to do. You just tell a story. Okay? Simple as that. With that being said, if you want coaching, click the link down in my bio or in the description. It's free. Okay, it's how I made all my money. If you want to learn how to do it as well, join us, or join my free Discord community. Okay, I'm just here to help out. Catch you all in the next one.